Hi, my name is Dennis Siri. I am Executive Director and founder of the New York City Independent Film Festival, Independent in Spirit, International at Heart, and this is the New York City Independent Film Festival Meet the Filmmakers podcast. Join us while we meet this year's filmmakers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes, hi, we're here with the folks from 13 Attentions. Welcome, thank you for joining us. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Hello, hi everybody. My name is Gerald Portenart, and I'm so my English so bad, but I prefer to speak with Julie, and she translate for me.
Ok, tu veux dire quoi?
Donc j'étais coiffeur depuis 30 ans dans le cinéma, et à force de travailler avec les réalisateurs, j'ai pu avoir eu envie de raconter moi aussi des histoires, grâce à Julie et grâce à ses messages sur la prise de conscience et sur l'écologie.
Okay, so Gerald was saying that he was a hairdresser in the movie industry for the past 30 years, which made him work with many directors throughout the years. And he had to work with them more and more closely. And at some point, he wanted to tell his own stories. And that's something that I made possible, that he made possible. And we like to also, there's something we like to do is to tell stories that have impact on the world, that elevates debate and make people want to think about stuff.
That's good. And why don't you introduce yourself, Julie?
Yes, so my name is Julie, Julie Amalric. I'm a junior producer in my own company called Jam Productions. I actually started to work in the US, in New York, as a third assistant director and a production executive. And then when I came back to Paris, I worked as a like what we call in the US is paperwork PA and production coordinator. And now I work as also a post-production supervisor. And I've just created my company, and we've produced 3 movies with Gerald, and I produced 3 movies of Gerald within a year now.
Very nice. Well, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. All right. So my first question is, what made you want to be a filmmaker? How did that happen?
J'ai bien compris ce que c'est.
Comment t'as voulu être... Ouais, je peux répondre de la question.
Oui.
Well, I guess what we say before is that working with directors and,
And sometimes I am hairdresser, and sometimes I am a DR, director artistic. But after a long time ago, I would like to comment dire, comment je pourrais dire, m'exprimer.
Dis-le en français, je vais traduire.
Ouais. J'avais envie de m'exprimer, et du coup, c'était ça la question.
Ouais. Pourquoi tu as voulu être un film?
Et du coup, j'avais envie de raconter mes histoires.
So, well, what we say before, and that was also the introduction, is that after working for so many years on sets and, working for stories, Gerald wanted to tell his stories. And as for me, I wanted to be a filmmaker. That day I was invited on the set of Rome back in Italy by my mom's friend, who's the first assistant director for many years now. And I just saw the whole energy on set, and I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want to work with those people. And since I'm very into ecology, environment, and all those things, I thought that that the movies are one way to tell stories, to help people change their way of what can be the future, so that's one thing that I want to do with my movies, and Gerald too.
Exactly.
Great. I was going to ask if you had the support of your friends and family, but it sounds like you did. I don't know if you still want to answer that, or
yeah, we talked about his job, but yeah, he had support from his friends.
Exactly.
A lot of
Since
support.
a long time ago.
Yeah. And everybody was really really supportive, and you can see, because every time we're making a new short film and we want to hire a crew, everybody's on board very easily, so that's really awesome.
Okay. And you?
Well,
I guess your mom was very happy that you wanted to do film.
my mom was, because her best friend was the first assistant director. My dad wasn't. But then when I started to do big movies, he was like, oh, I'm very proud of my daughter. And now he's supporting me full time.
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So what made you decide to make this film, this movie?
Ah,
Um,
ouais.
dis-
Because, oui, oui, parce que j'avais des amis j'ai aidé des amis pour des courts-métrages et qui m'ont demandé pourquoi moi je faisais pas le mien. Et je leur ai dit, oui, effectivement, pourquoi? Et d'un seul coup, je me suis rappelé que Julie avait eu un traumatisme, entre guillemets.
je vais lui dire, ouais.
Et ouais.
So we participated in that contest called Nikon Film Festival, which is quite big in France, especially because now it got into category A type of festival. And basically, Gerald's friend were making a movie for this contest, and Gerald expressed him like 10 years ago, did a short film, and his friend were like, but why are you not making a movie now? Because you've been talking about it for so long. And it was very short time before the end of submissions. And he remembered that I had an idea for a short film maybe 2 or 3 years ago, right after the pandemic, when every time I was shopping, sometimes I would get like very I was very feeling bad for everything I was trying to buy. I would get some butter. I was like, oh, poor cows. And I was getting this. And is it organic? And one day I didn't even buy food. I just came back home and be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And I was really angry because everything is put on like the individual's shoulders and not, everybody, the society and everything. And Joe was like, okay, this was a great idea, but I think we can make it better. And he had really great input to put in it. And that's what made our film really great, I think.
Great. So now I guess I'm going to put my next two questions together because quite often it's the same thing. What was the hardest part and what was the most fun part of making this movie?
The same.
Oui, parce qu'il dit que c'est souvent la même.
Exactly, because we are on the street for this movie and nous n'avons pas eu beaucoup d'heures. Enfin,
So
nous n'avons pas eu de répétition.
yeah, we only had like 5. Basically, when we decided to make the movie, we only had 2 weeks before submission. So we only had like 3 or 4 days to write, to get a crew, and to
That was quick.
Yes,
Yes.
that's one of our specialty, actually.
We have just one good idea.
Yeah. We had one good idea, and so we did a one-shot film. It's 2 minutes and 15 seconds, which is short, but to do.
On n'avait pas le temps de
We
monter.
didn't have time to edit, so we were thinking, okay, let's do a one shot. And also we had this idea from before. And so that was hard because this actress that we got her on board 2 days before, she helped us write the script. And then she was walking in the street and she had to get all the lines very easily. And I can't really tell the rest because you need to see the movie. But basically that was hard, but also the funniest. We did, I think, 18 takes before we stopped, and we'll
Yes,
in 3
and we haven't got a lot of people with us, so the street is free.
Yeah.
Donc, it's very complicated because it's hard but fun because you start and we didn't know what's happening after, if the man walk or the motorbike or the car and please, quick. It's very funny because you must do everything very well, but c'est impossible de savoir.
Yeah, we didn't know how it would come out, and it actually went well.
All right, so are you the type of filmmakers, this is generic, are you the type of filmmakers that you make a movie, you put it out there into the world, and you go, okay, that baby's gone. It's been birthed, it's out there, it's on its own. Or are you the type of filmmaker that sits there and looks at it forever and goes, someday I'm going to get enough money, I'm going to remake that movie and do it right this time? Which way are you?
I think we're more in the let go person. I mean, it's like we do one thing and we do it very intensely at the moment. We only talk about this and we don't sleep, and also because we never take enough time to prep or to do the movies. So it's very intense for a short amount of time, and then once it's out, it's out.
You're gone. Yeah.
Yes, festival, and then okay, what's next?
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So I guess in the indie film world, we all know we're not going to become rich. That's not why we're in the indie film world. So what is success in the indie film world? How do you see success?
what does success sound and feel and smell like?
Je pense qu'on a dit les festivals, les beaux festivals.
Ouais, ouais, ouais.
We actually we were in the train coming back from Cannes talking about this question because that's the one we didn't like, we were not sure. Obviously you're right, you're not making money out of independent movie. That's why I'm also working as a
Right.
as a post-production supervisor, and he's still working for the moment. Hopefully one day will change though, but
We hope.
that's just the beginning. But I think getting recognitions into international film festival, I think it's one of the best thing. I mean, you have films that are made and that are shown in Cannes that you will the general public will never hear of, like never, ever, ever. But then within the movie industry, people who will know, oh, that's a guy who went in Cannes or the New York Independent Film Festival or to Toronto. And I think the fact that your movie peers are recognizing your movie, I think that's a tremendous gratification.
Okay, so I guess the acknowledgement of your peers, you would see
Yes.
as success. Okay,
Yes.
I agree. That's a good way. So now this is my last question. So somebody comes along and goes, "Hi, Anne Julie. I want to be a filmmaker just like you." What would you say? What would be your advice? Would you say run? Would you say do it? What would you say? What would you guys say?
I think it's possible for me to answer.
Yes, for sure.
I think I tell him or I tell them, just do it. No question, just do it. And after, you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And also I think surround yourself with people having the same passion as you. Because whenever I meet people, I mean, that's how it works. I mean, I haven't making my own movie for years because I did it in New York because I had so many people I was working with. Then I came back to France. I had friends, but they were not into the industry. And when you meet other people who wants to do films, then you get ideas, then you know, working together as a team, that's what movies about. That's what makes anything possible. And that's like, surround yourself with the right people to do it.
Great.
And do it, obviously.
To do it. Okay, great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.